It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project with a trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your Benny. All these rap niggas on my job. I just went platinum on my block. Fuck all them captions, bitch, I'm the captain. Feel like a chaplain on my dog. Shit get crackin', I'm on your top. Fit in fashion, I just got stock. Got my little homie try that. Loan under Mac 10, about to shoot a bird on road with no flock. I don't punch no clock, nigga, entrepreneur. I was just poor, now I got power to pull. Pulling your hoe, pulling the top of the pool. I got a tower of jewels, better not choke. I got the top of the core, the chopper to Paka Shakur. I don't know, Saka, they treat me like Sasaka board. They want me on top of the floors. Fuck, nigga, I don't fuck with you. Ain't no drug dealer. Blood, nigga, clean as a tux. Nigga, the fib in the tub, nigga. I made my all-star team this year. You sub as a truck, nigga. You talking all about some beef and bought a truck, nigga. I can make a taco in a pothole. Grew up rockin' Paco, nigga, feeling like a chapo. Chickens in the coop, pour your local book a motto. Call me Pablo, bitch, I'm hotter than Poblano. Pressing buttons in the console, oh man.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. In this video, we're going to be getting a little bit into Young Thug's new interview with Big Bank on the Perspectives with Bank. Shout out to Big Bank for even landing the interview, for even having that rapport with Young Thug to get him in to sit down. Navigated the interview masterfully. Okay. Now, for some people that ain't from the South, ain't from Georgia, the Atlanta area, perhaps you might not understand the lingo that they were kicking in the interview. Perhaps you didn't understand all of the little idiosyncrasies and how they talk and things of that nature, which is cool. That's to be expected. But the fact that Big Bank is able to speak his language as an older person who was in the seat of Young Thug once upon a time, was able to get an emotional interview out of him, was able to get him to acknowledge his upbringing, his past, his trauma, his pain, rather than just coming out calling Gunna a rat, which he did say numerous times throughout the interview. But he also got him to speak on Gunna, in terms of like, come on, man, be real. You missed that nigga. You really wanna squash it, but you can't because there's so much other moving parts. The people you're associated with, the Young Thug image, the ego, all of those different things, the street rules. But truthfully, if things were different, you probably would be very eager to mend fences with him. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that Big Bank had the rapport with Young Thug to push back on his BS when he would try to like play up the Young Thug character or what I did for niggas and all of this stuff. Ain't no way you could come back from that, this, that, and the third. And Big Bank be like, yeah, all that great, man. I understand that. But how do we move forward? How do we build from this? You have another chance at life. Where do we go from here? What's next? We can't keep looking back at who you were. Who are you going to be moving forward? He didn't say it in such eloquent terms. But again, I very highly respect the way that he was able to navigate that interview. The shit long as hell, 3 hours. It took me damn near 2 days to get through that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Was no way I was gonna rush through it and sit through 3 hours in one sitting. Fuck no, you got me fucked up. But when I did finish it, I actually was pretty pleased. Now, with that being said, we were able to humanize Young Thug, see, a different version of him than what we're accustomed to. I got to come out and say this because I think some people may have this confused. I can acknowledge all those good things. I can acknowledge the role he played in Atlanta with Future, Gunna, Lil Baby. Whatever he did, he did. Putting money in people's pockets, squashing beefs, whatever it is, all that great. What I found interesting is when it came to speaking on everybody, or I won't even say everybody, but the people he spoke on in the industry the Kendricks of the world, the J. Coles of the world, the Andre 3000s of the world. I don't know if those calls were leaked by the time they conducted the interview, but we didn't get a response to that. Now, we did see him give a public apology on Twitter to Glorilla, but Kendrick, Cole, 3 Stacks got no remnants of the same courtesy. I still think that's not cool. I still think he should acknowledge those things that were said. He says whatever he said about Future, whatever he said about Savage, whatever he said about Wham, as in Lil Baby. He said all of those things to them, so he don't really feel no type of way. It's not no surprise because he said the very same things that he felt about them to them. All right, we'll see how that pans out moving forward, if that's accurate. But when it comes to these other people who really had nothing to do with your situation that you shitted on, especially Cole, who actually helped your situation, put you on, executive produce your project, produce for you, took you out on tour, and it wasn't in the formative stages of your career. You was already doing it, but Cole was one of them niggas that had to go out and do a fucking solo tour, and he took you. No apology. I don't like that. But we're gonna get into a few clips that have been circulating. They're gonna be out of order, but I'm quite sure most of y'all probably haven't sat through the whole 3 hours. So this will be a quick roundup of his thoughts. We're gonna get into how he feels about Gunna. We're gonna get into him acknowledging some of the calls that have leaked out. We're gonna get into his street protocol or whatever about the snitching thing, because of course that's a big thing. I'm not gonna delve deeply into who's a snitch, who snitched, who didn't, because I ain't really got shit to do with that, and that's not the structure of my channel. We're about the music industry, not the streets. But there's plenty of people that will, try to offer their perspective on that out there if you need it. Okay? Cool. So here we have Young Thug breaks his silence on the leaked phone call, with Big Bank. He says, I was just so fucked up and felt like it was over. I'm sitting in a cell 23 hours a day. At this point, I'm just talking, all right? So he basically kind of confirmed what I was thinking the other day about, him being in the cell, shit getting fucked up for him. He going through this rough time, and he just start lashing out, which I can see that. But he went a little far.
So listening to people tell you like, well, you the wizard. You ain't going to prison. And then you gotta understand, man, I was in jail 3 years, bro. Like I was praying 3 whole years. At some point, I started thinking like the prayers ain't working. You gotta understand that too. Like I'm going through shit every day. I'm looking at my best friend, them do what they do. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at certain shit. And it's making me feel how I'm feeling. Like I ain't never been the nigga to pillow talk. I ain't never been the nigga to talk about nobody else in my life on the phone with nobody else. I never been that type of nigga. These last few days, I've been sitting around like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, what I was doing?
I appreciate you saying that.
I think I was just so fucked up, and I just felt like it was just over. Like, I'm just sitting in jail 24 hours on 23 and 1. I'm in a cell 23 hours. Like, at this point, I'm just like, man, I don't give a fuck. Life, it ain't what I'm thinking it is. Like, I'm just talking. At this point, I'm just talking. At this point, I'm just holding conversations with my girl. But the crazy part is, all these conversations that I had on the phone, I also had with the same niggas who I was talking about on the phones. So that's why it don't seem weird between us, me and them. Cause I done held these same conversations with Wham. I done held these same conversations with Savage. How I feel about him, how I feel about Wham, how I feel about this, how I feel about every situation. We talk like men, we brothers, we talk. They tell me how they feel about certain things. So we all aligned. We won, we what we is. But you gotta understand like my standpoint. I'm locked up. Nigga, I'm on the phone talking to my girl every day. This is the only person I'm talking to on the phone. This is the only person that I can talk to. Like I can't even talk to my family cause they just like.
All right, so that's just a clip. Now, I don't know Young Thug personally. I don't know Jeffrey the man, but I'm inclined. I gotta be honest and real. I can't personally vouch for saying that he's never quote unquote pillow talked or talked about niggas or talked about dudes behind their back or any of those types of things. I gotta be real. I just don't think that you just pick that up like you just never done it before, like you never had these private conversations voicing grievances about people. Because for the most part, it's natural. If you feel some type of way, you're going to communicate with somebody about how it's making you feel. And if you're not able to talk to that person at that time, you might talk to the closest person to you. So to say I've never been that or never done that before, I don't think that was genuine, but I understand where he's coming from to say, you know, maybe the way that it is presented, the way that it came out, it makes him look like somebody that he, you know, because again, even when you're the person in question, you never look at yourself like a chatty patty. You never look at yourself like you pillow talking. You never look at yourself like you hating on niggas. But from the outside looking in, that's how it comes across. Or that could be the fucking reality and you just don't see it within yourself. So I'm not really keen to really believe him on that. But if the other guys will corroborate and say, no, we had them same conversations with which I don't even know if they will. I don't know if they feel like it's important enough to come out and talk about because they haven't spoken on any of it anyway. But I hope that their relationships are still intact, which can at least kind of give us the solidarity that he's alluding to, right? But again, as it pertains to Cole, Kendrick, 3K, we would love acknowledgement for that. We would love an apology. I was fucked up. I shouldn't have said this shit. Y'all really had nothing to do with my situation. I shouldn't have lashed out at y'all specifically. I was tripping. If you willing to say, Glorilla, I was tripping, you got to give them the same respect. That's all I'm going to say on that part. We'll keep going with the show. Now, in this clip, it says Young Thug breaks down why he feels betrayed by Gunna, right? This is the source of a lot of his anguish. This is the source of a lot of his pain. You know what I mean? He feels betrayed by Gunna. He feels like somebody that he put a lot into, poured a lot into, money, resources, even the fact that he took him into the camp, etc. He never felt like they would go bad, and he feels like he never did anything to Gunna that would, you know, give him a reason to flip on him, which is how he feels the situation played out, which I can't necessarily blame him. I don't partake in street shit, but if we're all together in this thing, I don't know what you want to call it because they say it's not a gang and I don't want to call it that. But if we partake in street shit, we got the music shit going on, which I don't co-sign. If you have become a music professional, you're making millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hell, if you can make 5 racks off of music at any given time to go do a show, you getting X amount of dollars to go do a speaking engagement. You got X amount of advance to put music out. Streets done. If that's where you come from, nigga, see you later, nigga. I'll send a postcard. Right? But if that's what you into and y'all getting money like that together, y'all building this thing, this YSL thing, and in the first opportunity, you know, a nigga get to dip out and kind of say, yeah, it's a gang, it gotta go, it must be stopped, and whatever happens to you, I understand how somebody in that situation could feel betrayed. I probably would too. However, when you come from the streets, you also know this is what comes with it. When you get put in the pressure cooker, a lot of motherfuckers gonna figure out a way to get up out that bitch. Most niggas not gonna stay in a goddamn closing door if it's gonna crush your body. If a nigga say, hey, you could get out of this before it crushes you just by saying XYZ sign this paper, come on, man, what you think?
We all in this motherfucking trial pushing YSL is not a gang. This is the narrative. What's the worst betrayal you can do from in a trial where we saying YSL is not a gang? What's the worst you can do? Say it's a fucking gang. Yeah. Nigga, them folk called you second in charge. Them folk called you CEO, second man in charge.
Hold up, let me say this though. What about the niggas who actually started YSL with you? Didn't they take their plea before Gunna?
No, he the first plea.
For real?
Gunna took the first, he know that. You know that.
I didn't know that.
Gunna took the first.
And the internet is trying to correct Young Thug on that. We're gonna get to that in a second. That's as deep as I'm gonna go though.
I
Plea.
thought them niggas already telling them.
No, Gunna took they had already told back in the day on crimes and shit that they was involved in and all that.
On the RICO?
Nah.
Nah, see, look.
The RICO came in 2022.
I'm thinking.
The RICO came March 9th, 2022, man.
What's the little dude's
I mean,
name
May 9th.
from your hood that's
DK.
started, and who is another one too?
Slug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that them two already saying like just say for instance, if me, Shy, and Cuz start a game, right?
Yes.
And we all identify as the three founders.
Right.
And we signed Thug. And the two founders saying, yeah, it's a game. But Bank saying it's not. How is Thug wrong for just being an artist by saying it is too? That's what I'm thinking happened.
Nah, that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened, man. The first plea took was Gunna plea. Ever. The first plea took was Gunna. Slug, all them took pleas after Gunna. Everybody took the plea after Gunna. I can't even be as mad at them as I can be as him. I should because y'all still grown men. No matter what this nigga say, y'all grown men. Just like me. When he said YSL was a game, the smartest thing for me to do is say, yeah, it is a game. Fuck it. One of the niggas who they saying is a founder of it, he not even a founder. One of the niggas who they saying is a founder of it that came on out and took a plea and said it's a game. You'll be a motherfucking idiot to sit in here saying that it's not a game. When you got a nigga who these folk done labeled as the second man in charge.
That's what I thought happened, but the other way around.
No, he took the plea first. Gunna took the plea first. Damn. Then them niggas started taking the plea when we started going to court. Gunna didn't never make it in the courtroom, remember? The first day of court was November 17th or December 17th. One of them days were the first time we wasn't on Zoom. The first time we went into an actual courtroom, all 28 of us.
But watching that shit from the street, but that shit was like some another one. Every day, another one.
But the crazy part is,
another one.
Get what, Bank? Even if them niggas some bullshit anyway, but some bullshit too, but even if them niggas just look at it from their point of view, niggas like DK, Slug, all them niggas, I still don't respect them niggas because you just not men. Y'all niggas that's not men. So no nigga make you do nothing that you don't supposed to do. But just look at them. Okay, Gunna take a plea. He the head nigga in charge, according to the DA.
Yeah.
Thug is boss man. Thug John got it, what they saying. Thug John got it. I'm not no John got it now. I'm a real man. Solid nigga. I build foundations. I help niggas. I'm not portraying no gangster, no none of that. It just so happened we just street niggas and we done stood on our business. So they label us gangsters. I don't push none of that. I push real man.
Here he continues to go in about Gunna. Young Thug says he was hurt when Gunna didn't support him emotionally and financially after he got out. I don't know why they say emotionally. That was kind of crazy. Ahmed, that ain't really the context of what it was. Financially, as in look out, send some money over to his family. But we'll go ahead and play it.
When you got out of jail, you didn't help Slime at all. When you got out of jail, you didn't help Slime at all. Savage sent money to Thug. Wham sent money to Thug. Pluto sent money to Thug. Cash sent money to Thug. Drake sent crazy bankroll to Thug. Gunna didn't send no bankroll to Thug. Gunna didn't pull up on Thug mama. Gunna didn't pull up on Thug family. Gunna didn't pull up on Dolly. Gunna didn't pull up on nobody that has nothing to do with Thug. So it's no way possible you think that Elle was serious when she said you got to get out so you can help Thug. Man, you ain't get out and do nothing to help me at all. You do an interview and say, I'm providing. How? What the fuck you providing it? What you talking about? Why you ain't put up on my mama gave him nothing? I'm so solid, right? That nigga signed to me right now. I'm so solid. I still ain't never took $1 from him right now, and he signed to me. Ever. I still took $1. Like I still ain't collected none of my money that he owed me. Right now to this day. Never. Still. Ask him. Never. Man, that shit might be goddamn floating in the wind somewhere. I ain't even stunned looking for it. I feel like that's not godly. That's not a godly gift. I feel like the devil get gifts too. I feel like that ain't a God gift. That ain't a gift God want me to have. I don't want it. I don't want that shit. Fuck it. I'd rather die and then the lawyers figure that shit out. Oh, he made these little 3-4 million off of Gunna music. Get this shit to a kid. Fuck that. I ain't even, bro, I'm so fucked up about that shit, bro. I'm so much of a real nigga, I still can't even be no fuck nigga. I still can't even go. That ain't even been a fuck nigga. I can't even be a businessman with this nigga.
Now, once again, Gunna doesn't talk about this stuff. He doesn't do interviews. He's not posting on social media, like trying to clear his name or feed into any of this stuff. He's really focused on his career. He's moving forward. You know, he's in the gym. He just announced a fucking endorsement deal with Under Armour. Like, he's going crazy. Now, that's another thing that Young Thug really doesn't like, is that you're moving on with life as if none of this shit ever occurred, right? And none of this shit being, I believe that Gunna was the little homie of one of I'll just say Young Thug's like OGs that he respected. And before he died, he told Young Thug, like, hey, this my little, he like my son over here. I need you to help him get out of the neighborhood. I need you to get him out of the streets or whatever the environment, right? And he talked about it in the interview. We're not going to play the clip. But Young Thug says that he took him under the wing, and he said he didn't know he was trying to be a rapper. He didn't care what it was. Whatever Gunna wanted to do, or whatever Instagram or the world embraced from him, that was going to be what they were going to lean into. So whether it be rapping, because the people took his raps or whatever, all right, you're a rapper. He said if the nigga was just, if the first time people seen him, he was extra drippy and that's what people came to know him as, then we're going to keep you fresh as fuck. Every time people see you, whatever it is, we're going to lean into that until you could get yourself on your feet. So Young Thug feels like, I upheld my word. I upheld my word with so-and-so who said, this is like my son over here. Take care of him. He just needs some help. I did that. I gave you the opportunity. I got you out the hood. He talks in the interview about, he was the one who put the money up to actually buy Gunna's mother's house, but he allowed Gunna to present it to his mom as if he was the one that did it. Which, I gotta be honest, people could say, hey man, if you do these things for me, don't ever throw it back in my face. But I would counter that and say, don't give me a reason to. Right? That's the duality of the situation. Don't say, oh, don't do nothing for me if you're gonna bring it back up and throw it in my face. Bitch, don't give me a reason to. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna take credit for making you. But you got to still respect what it is that I did for you. I didn't have to do it. You could still be in that same area that you was living in. You could have died in that area that you was living in because it was that volatile of an environment. I came in and provided the resources to get you out of it. I bought your mother her first house, her first nice house, that is. He said the same thing about his mother's first car, first like luxury vehicle. He said, I bought that. I allowed Gunna to present it to his mother as if he had done it. I put money up to get him his first condo, to move him out of the area, get him off the couch. I did all of these things without no record deal, no nothing, right? He here is talking about Gunna signed to me. I'm still not collecting on any of the money that I've put into him or the money that he's making. So I guess he's not even recouping on Gunna. Not even attempting to recoup. Other side of the story is whether or not Gunna would come out and corroborate that story. Right? I can't say. But based on what Thug is saying in the interview, this is where the source of his pain, his hurt, his animus, and why he can't really stomach the fact that he's been betrayed is because I poured so much into you. I dedicated everything I had into you from 2015 up until whenever shit went south. 7 years. I can't necessarily say that's wrong. I can't identify with that because I've never poured that much of myself into another grown man standing next to me. but I can understand the sentiment.
After he did what he did, I still ain't never did nothing to him.
You really want to forgive them.
No, I don't. No, I don't, twin. I wish he did something lighter. So
See, Big Bank says you really want to forgive the nigga though. You really want to reconcile. Which again, I appreciate Big Bank for being able to push back and say things like that, because the average interviewer, the average person sitting down with Young Thug never gets the opportunity to say something like that, never gets the opportunity to hear none of this perspective. We don't get the interview if it's somebody else.
I could forgive him. Fuck, I don't. Hell nah. But I done cried many nights about this shit. This shit ain't about no Wham, Pluto, Savage, man. Fuck every one of them when it come down to how I feel in real life. Not saying fuck them on no bullshit. When it come down to me making a man, cause I done raised these niggas to a certain extent. You think I care about what they feel? I can't. Hell no, I'm a man. No. What he did, I would never do. That piece of paper you signed could have sent me to prison for the rest of my life. With Gunna taking that plea, was it harmful to me? Yes, 100%.
How? You out?
Because God.
Could have been.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it was harmful. But the way my lawyer and the rest of the niggas that stayed a part of the case, the way our lawyers worded it, because you got to think, we going in the trial saying that YSL is not a gang. Now you got Gunna and the rest of these 7 niggas take a plea and say YSL is a gang, except Duke. Everybody else who took a plea said YSL is a gang. Now my lawyer, now we having a meeting, all the lawyers having a round table meeting. Now all the lawyers saying YSL ain't no gang. These are the points we gonna hit. This is what we gonna do. YSL not a gang. This is what we going to. All lawyers are aligned, 100%. All they have. This is what we doing. Huddle, break. Now this nigga take a plea and say it is a gang. Now these 7 niggas take a plea and say it is a gang. Now they going back into the drawing board. Now the lawyer going to the drawing board like, well, now we talking to the jurors. First we telling the jurors YSL ain't a gang. Now we going back to the jurors and say, well, some people might say it's a gang, but we ain't a part of that part of it. We a part of the record label part.
Hold on. So let me ask you something.
All right, so that's him explaining how these pleas that ended up being accepted by co-defendants in the case ultimately affected the way that his defense team and the other guys who stayed in, who didn't accept pleas, how their entire defense had to then pivot against the state, right? And the whole thing is, the RICO is y'all are a part of a gang and y'all are committing crimes in furtherance of the gang. Their whole defense is we're not a gang, period. So Thug feels like, all right, we're saying it's not a gang. So by you even saying, yes, YSL is a gang and it needs to be ended, you automatically have thrown a complete monkey wrench into our defense. So yeah, that is gonna be something that you're gonna take personal. I don't give a fuck who you are. Unfortunately, that's how this thing goes with the streets. Again, like I said, when that motherfucking them closing walls come in, you playing Super Mario and your ass trying to jump over that fire, and they got them shells at your dumb ass. They got the flames coming up and you gotta time it right. You in that fucking shit where it gotta go up. If you don't move to the right, to the left when that motherfucker go up, your ass getting smashed. Gunna move to the left. Thug say, I'm stick it out. But unfortunately, when you're in that type of situation, every person has to make their own decision. Yes, we've been together in this up until this point. But now we have got to make self-preservation decisions. And most times that self-preservation decision is not going to be in tandem with what yours is. In a perfect world, it would be. But if it was also a perfect world, y'all wouldn't be under investigation for RICO in furtherance of a gang. So that's the complicated nature of what it is that they signed up for. Now, when it comes to who took the plea first, again, people have been pushing back saying that Slug from YSL took the plea first. I believe he took his plea on December 13th 2022. Gunna took his the very next day. So people are saying Thug has his information mixed up. For whatever reason, he hasn't accepted that paperwork is dated the way that it is. But here's another piece where he speaks about Gunna going back to the streets and not keeping it real. And because Big Bang asked him, well, now that you out, how do you move forward? Why are you not moving forward? So this is another piece.
What the fuck you mean move forward, man? You want me to just get out of jail like these pussy ass nigga and just go forward and don't speak on shit? Just go forward and live my life. Just woo-de-doo. Yeah, I got blessed. They let me out of jail. Woo-de-doo, woo-de-doo, woo-de-woo. I can't. I don't know, man.
2 years trying to be healing, bro. You in there talking
How
shit.
the fuck I'm a heal in the midst of the fire? How I'm a heal in fire?
Good question.
Damn.
But as a believer, there is a such thing as the refiner's fire. All right? Where God burn all your impurities up off you and you walk out clean, renewed, restored. As a believer, but everybody don't believe the same way.
Tell me,
So basically what you saying, you trying to block out a lot of shit. You suppressing. That's what they call it.
They're trying to go forward.
Still trying to be Young Thug at the same time, trying to hold up an image, basically.
Being a real nigga, I ain't holding no image.
No, I'm just saying image of...
This shit ain't no image. This shit real life.
I'm saying that you ain't hurt, though.
Oh, the image of I'm not being hurt, for sure.
I'm talking about
I ain't even
that's
know.
an image, because a nigga be hurt.
Yeah, but I ain't never even woke up until right now talking to you and noticed that I was hurt. I ain't never even knew that. I just thought I was just running around just living life like, fuck this shit. God just made me a happy person. I'm just happy. I think I'm happy. That's why I just told you earlier when you said, why you ain't just doing what you supposed to do when you got out of jail? What I know you to do, bro. Why you ain't just being Michael Jackson? Nigga, I thought I was. I thought I was happy. Hell, I'm just chilling. I still just wake up some days and get in my feelings about certain shit. Cause I feel like, Gunna, you my brother. I love you to death, nigga. Why you ain't gave me an explanation? You know how to get in touch with me, nigga. My daddy put me in your group text. I don't even want you to have my number. My daddy put us in a group text. I called my members like, hey, who the hell number this is? He goddamn made some phone call. He come back, that's Gunna number. I tell my daddy, man, what the fuck would you put me on text with this nigga for, bro? What the fuck you got going on?
Cause he knowing too. Like, nigga just hurt, bro. Nigga, man, I think.
And y'all heard that sniffle. He was actually getting emotional. He cried a couple times in this interview while talking about this stuff. So ultimately, man, you know, again, I'm not a street nigga, man. I don't sell no nothing. I sell ads on videos. I sell music to companies. And I sell lyrics to motherfuckers who need them. Okay? I don't got no beef, no problem with nobody. Even the people that hate me for whatever reason. You still here though. But I wish Young Thug the best. I wish Gunna the best. Ultimately, I carry no ill will to this situation because honestly, it has nothing to do with me. And it has nothing to do with the fabric or the fiber that I come from. But I hope both of them are able to remain successful in what they do. Young Thug, that new song you leaked was trash though, homie. I gotta be honest. That closing arguments, we not reacting to that. That shit filth. Toxic waste. All right? Big Bang said you played him some shit that you need to be putting out. I'm hoping that you got some better shit in the tuck. Closing arguments was not it. It was sounded unmixed, unmastered. I don't understand how you put out a music video with an unmixed, unmastered song. I don't know what it is with niggas and they auto-tune being out of tune. This is the third time in probably 2-3 months I've said this. What the hell is going on? What the hell it? But I wish y'all the best. He also spoke about Lil Baby and QC's situation. You know, he feels like P from QC ain't keeping it real as far as Lil Baby is concerned. And I guess he claims that QC owned 100% of Lil Baby's masters. For those that don't know, Lil Baby blew up within the first year of rapping. He was not a rapper. He was not an artist. He was not an educated music business person. Some people may say that's not an excuse, but realistically, if you're coming from the streets, you come from gambling on the streets and doing whatever you're doing on the streets, you hit the studio and within your first 5 songs, you become a commodity in the music industry, sign a deal with somebody who you feel like is a big homie family to you. I can see how easily you can be taken advantage of in that moment, how vulnerable you are without even knowing. So I hope they can figure that out as well if they need to. All right. But all in all, I think Young Thug definitely has to take the advice from Big Bank, move forward, turn a new leaf, be grateful that you are back on the streets. You have a crazy probation situation where they got your ass in that bed for 20 plus, which means any slip up, you're going right back. So whether that's new friends in the circle, they say you can't come back to Atlanta except for family events, funerals, and shit like that, or birthdays, or whatever the fuck it is that you can regain entry. Hit the ground running. Focus on the music. Focus on the business. He says Drake hit him with a crazy bankroll. They allege that it's to the tune of $1 million. Perhaps that connection is still solid, because he down talked Drake a little bit in there too over that Metro Boomin situation. We'll just have to see. All right. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. Let me know what y'all think of the entire interview, some of your favorite parts from the interview, things that we didn't discuss here, because I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours and break that down, because that'll be a 5-hour video. No way. No, sir. No, sirski. But I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project, we the trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your money. All I could get, flooded the knowledge, I flooded my wrist. Tell me I rap for the glamour and glitz. Got on my shit, now they ran me on list. Filling my pocket, I'm taking a trip. Call me a genie, I'm filling my wish. When it come down to me and get in my bag, I gotta get it, I pay for the lift. I got a baby, we coming legit. Roll with the big dogs. I need my cut like fit now. Buddy got shot like Sim car. Married to the game like in-laws. Do what I please, move with the breeze, right to believe. Shawty, she love me, she coming to tease. Ready the haters, we cutting the weeds. Give me my space, oh man. Got me a taste, oh man. Flooded the face, I'm running the race, I cover the bases, all down. Nigga, don't try me, I'm on my square. Cardiac diamonds, I want me a pill. Treat all this money like I got a meal. Everything closer than it might appear, yo. Bitch, I got my mask on now, I don't want your germs here. I've been getting paid since the first time on my 3rd tip. Popping on the net, fuck a local, I got turf here. Fucking with the squad, we gon' put y'all in some merch, yeah.